That same girl that we did the podcast with, Camilla, she texted me a while ago and was like, I need to buy the girls their stuff. And I told her, I said, no, I'm good. Like, I don't need nothing from you. And she's like, please don't do that to the girls. Because I'm not going to have people try and sit here and act holy and want the internet to, love them. But in reality, you go behind my back and you talk about me and my kids. Like, I'm not going to accept anything like that, And it's not out of the heart. It's because she wants to do it for social media. So if it's not from your actual heart, I don't want anything from you.
Okay, this is the craziest part, right? She was like, oh, like, if I knew the podcast was going to be yada, yada, I would have asked her for payment. I paid for first class tickets. I paid for her to stay at the Ritz-Carlton. And not to mention, I will pull up the text. I need to send someone a screenshot so that I can use their phone to look at it. She messaged me and was like, hey, do you mind if I extend my flight to stay longer? No, I don't mind, because I could extend the flight for free, right? That's all she asked me. She asked me to extend the flight. She was like, oh, I did it anyway. She extended the flight to wherever. I don't know when the hell she stayed till. And then automatically calls the front desk to the Ritz-Carlton and just books an extra 2 nights. I don't even know how many nights she stayed. And then texts me to pay for it. Babe, you literally sat on my podcast talking about stuff. You have some budget. You have a Louis bag. You have a this, that, and the third. Your kids don't have beds, and you were asking me to pay for an extra night. What happened to budget? What happened to you having security? What happened to all that?
Ash Trevino, who seems to only make headlines when controversy is involved, is back in the spotlight again. And this time, it's another social media feud. If you've been keeping up, you know Ashley has had her fair share of drama, from her back-and-forth clashes with former friend Jaffa on TikTok Lives to her latest fallout with Camilla from the Bob house. It's been a whirlwind of messy public disputes. But what exactly went down between Ashley and Camilla? How did a simple trip to Florida turn into yet another drawn-out, drama-filled saga? Let's break it all down and see what both sides had to say. It all started when Camilla invited Ashley to Florida for an interview, offering to cover all expenses including flights, accommodations, and transportation. At the time, it seemed like a thoughtful gesture, an opportunity for Ashley to share her side of the story without financial burden. Given her previous online interactions, this seemed like a fresh start, an attempt at building some kind of professional rapport. However, what initially appeared to be a mutually beneficial agreement soon spiraled into a full-fledged online feud. As the trip concluded, Ashley started claiming she hadn't been paid for the podcast appearance. This was where things took a drastic turn. There had never been an agreement for payment. Camilla had been upfront about handling all costs, including high-end accommodations, and Ashley had accepted these terms without objection. But as the interview gained traction and Camilla profited from it, Ashley began questioning why she wasn't compensated for her time and contribution. Rather than discussing it privately, she aired her grievances publicly on social media, turning what could have been a simple discussion into a public controversy. Then, as if the payment dispute wasn't enough, Ashley took issue with something entirely different: the beds Camilla had offered for her children. Ashley accused Camilla of making the offer for social media clout rather than out of genuine kindness. She claimed that it was a calculated move designed to make Camilla appear charitable rather than an authentic act of goodwill. From Camilla's perspective, however, the gesture was purely intended to help. Given her significantly large following compared to Ashley's, the argument that she needed to use Ashley's situation for publicity seemed weak. Camilla wasn't relying on Ashley for social clout. If anything, the reverse seemed more likely. What started as an invitation with good intentions quickly unraveled into a heated battle of conflicting narratives, with both women digging their heels in. Accusations flew in every direction, tensions escalated, and public perception shifted dramatically. What should have been a straightforward podcast appearance had now turned into an ongoing, highly publicized dispute, one that neither seemed willing to back down from. Ashley took to TikTok Live to vent her frustrations, expressing her side of the ongoing conflict with Camilla. She revealed that Camilla had texted her offering to buy beds for her daughters, something Ashley hadn't yet been able to afford. While this might have seemed like a kind gesture, Ashley saw it differently. She claimed that she immediately declined the offer, making it clear she didn't want anything from Camilla, especially if there were any underlying motives.
Like right now, she did ask me, did your kids pick out the bed set? I said, I don't want you to buy it. I said, there's too much going on. I don't need you to buy it. I said, they're already saying that I did CC fraud on your card. I don't want nothing to do with that. So that's what I was trying to send her, was the video. That's what I was trying to send her. And why didn't I pay for it? Because she asked to pay for it. She paid for our flights and she paid for our room stay. That's why I didn't pay for it. I was going to do the podcast with her. So yes, I did just tell her that I didn't need her to buy it. I don't want nobody to feel no pity, no sorry for me and my kids. I'm done with the TikTok drama stuff. I don't want nobody pretending they're my friend and then off of whenever I'm not on live, talk about me to other people to get their views up, to make their clout up. I don't want none of that no more.
However, according to Ashley, Camilla urged her not to let personal feelings interfere with her daughter's well-being, which she took as an attempt to manipulate the situation in her favor. Ashley didn't stop there. She repeatedly insisted that Camilla's generosity wasn't genuine but a performance for internet clout. She then brought up an entirely different accusation: credit card fraud. Ashley claimed that people had been talking about Camilla being involved in fraudulent activities, and as proof, she sent Camilla a screenshot of a video discussing these allegations. However, this part of her story lacked clarity.
That's why I'm so upset about it too. You got paid $60,000?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody actually told me that.
Mm-hmm. She did.
And I didn't get paid nothing.
Ashley never explained why she suddenly introduced the fraud claims in the middle of their conversation about her children's beds, making the situation even more confusing. As if tensions weren't high enough, Ashley also revisited the topic of her trip to Florida. She said that many people had been asking why she didn't pay for anything while she was there. Her response was straightforward. Camilla had extended the invitation and insisted on covering all costs, from flights to the luxurious Ritz-Carlton hotel accommodations. Ashley emphasized that she had not asked for financial help, nor did she want anyone to see her as a charity case. She further stated that she refused to be part of a fake friendship where people acted generous for social media but spoke negatively behind the scenes.
That same girl that we did the podcast with, Camilla, she texted me a while ago and was like, I need to buy the girls their stuff. And I told her, I said, no, I'm good. Like, I don't need nothing from you. And she's like, please don't do that to the girls. Because I'm not going to have people try and sit here and act holy and want the internet to, love them. But in reality, you go behind my back and you talk about me and my kids. Like, I'm not going to accept anything like that, And it's not out of the heart. It's because she wants to do it for social media. So if it's not from your actual heart, I don't want anything from you.
Ashley made it clear that she was done with the drama, or at least that's what she claimed. But as the controversy continued to unfold, it became apparent that neither she nor Camilla was willing to let things go just yet. Camilla wasn't about to let Ashley's version of events go unchallenged. She responded by playing clips of Ashley contradicting herself, showing text receipts proving that Ashley had in fact been given the chance to choose the bed set for her kids. However, instead of being transparent, Ashley shifted her stance, backpedaling and insisting she no longer wanted the beds due to all the drama. But here's where things got even more questionable. Despite rejecting Camilla's offer, Ashley made no alternative arrangements to secure beds for her children, leaving many to wonder what her true motivations were. Was she genuinely trying to avoid appearing as a charity case, or was she more concerned with controlling the narrative? Camilla pointed out that Ashley, who is known for eagerly showing receipts to prove her point, had conveniently chosen to verbally narrate this particular conversation, provide actual text proof. That raised suspicions about whether Ashley was telling the full truth. If she truly had nothing to hide, why didn't she show the messages as she usually did? This inconsistency only added fuel to the fire, leading people to question if Ashley was trying to manipulate public opinion in her favor.
I want you to buy it.
This is me sending Ash Trevino a text message. I was like, hey, don't forget to send me what the kids want for their beds. And she said, after what I said, I don't know if it's okay. So because after what you went online and you ruined it for your kids, I can't buy them a bed because you won't do it? You're sick. Something's wrong with you. She then goes on to talk about some sort of credit card fraud, and when she went to send me the video, sends me a screenshot of the video as if I can click on it and look at it, first of all. And second of all, what does credit card fraud have to do with me getting your kids' beds? Another thing she said was that I got paid $60,000 off of the podcast.
I got paid $60,000? Somebody actually told me that.
Okay, first of all, who told you that? Because that's crazy. I made way more. But that's none of your business.
And then there was the credit card fraud accusation. Camila was baffled because Ashley had only sent her a screenshot of a video with no clear context or explanation. If Ashley truly believed Camila was involved in fraud, why wasn't there more concrete evidence? Why was this being brought up in the middle of a conversation about children's beds?
Automatically calls the front desk to the Ritz-Carlton and just books an extra night, books an extra 2 nights. I don't even know how many nights she stayed, and then texts me to pay for it. Babe, you literally sat on my podcast talking about you have some budget, you have a Louis, your kids don't have beds, and you were asking me to pay for an extra night. What happened to budget? What happened to you having security?
It seemed like Ashley was grasping at straws, tossing accusations into the mix without any real connection of proof. This sudden shift in focus raised even more questions. Was Ashley attempting to distract from the real issue? Instead of strengthening her case, this move only added to the chaos of an already convoluted situation, making Ashley's claims appear even more questionable and disjointed. Then there was the issue of Ashley not getting paid for the podcast. Camila didn't deny making money from the episode. In fact, she stated that the earnings were actually much higher than the $60,000 Ashley had estimated. However, here's the crucial point. There was never a formal agreement for Ashley to be compensated. From the beginning, Camila had made it clear that she would cover all Ashley's expenses for the trip, which included flying her out in first class and booking her a stay in a luxury hotel. Ashley had accepted these terms without question at the time, but as the interview gained traction and Camila profited from it, Ashley suddenly started questioning why she wasn't compensated for her time and involvement. Rather than addressing her concerns privately,
she said that she regrets doing it. What did you think I was going to ask you about? You think I'm going to sit there and be like, let's just be besties? Like, no, girl. Like, she said, she was like, oh, like, if I knew the podcast was going to be yada, 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 I would have asked her for payment. I paid for first class tickets. I paid for her to stay at the Ritz-Carlton. And not to mention, she messaged me and was like, hey, do you mind if I extend my flight to stay longer? No, I don't mind, because I could extend the flight for free, right? She extended the flight to wherever, I don't know when the hell she stayed till, and then automatically calls the front desk to the Ritz-Carlton and just books an extra night, books an extra 2 nights. I don't even know how many nights she stayed, and then texts me to pay for it. Babe, you literally sat on my podcast talking about you have some budget, your kids don't have beds, and you were asking me to pay for an extra night. What happened to budget? What happened to you having security? What happened to all that? Babe, you want to flex, you're rich, pay for your night at the Ritz-Carlton. I thought I was in my opinion, I thought I was very respectful. Anyway, I'm not going to sit here on live and keep doing this, but I had to address that, huh?
I hope her girls are good. I really love your daughters.
I gave you an opportunity to be able to speak and tell your story with your children there. So there's no if, and, or buts. Like, there's no, me twisting.
Ashley chose to air her grievances publicly, adding more fuel to the ongoing controversy. If she had any real concerns about payment, why had she not raised the issue before or after the interview? Why wait until the episode was a success to make claims of unfair treatment? Camila, on the other hand, wasn't about to let Ashley rewrite the narrative. She clapped back by pointing out that making money off her podcast was, after all, her job. She also threw a bit of shade, comparing it to Ashley's frequent TikTok lives, where she often complains about losing high-value gifters and financial support. To Camila, Ashley's sudden complaints seemed less about fairness and more about creating yet another controversy to stay relevant. Ashley also threw a shade at the Bob House girls, saying that most of them weren't even that cute. She dismissed their looks and implied they had no real presence outside of their collective online image.
And my favorite video that's been released to date.
The girls in the Bob House, they weren't even that cute.
you want to talk about our looks, but ooh. I don't even need to keep going, right? And yeah, my last final thoughts on you, you're nuts, and you can also royally go.
This was clearly meant to ruffle feathers, and Camila was not about to let it slide. In response, Camila took a more calculated approach. Instead of directly engaging in an insult battle, she put up unflattered pictures of Ashley for her audience to judge. It was a subtle yet effective move, allowing her followers to draw their own conclusions without Camila needing to say a word. The contrast between Ashley's confidence in critiquing others and the images Camila showcased only added to the irony of her situation. While Camila kept things lighthearted and didn't resort to outright insults, the message was clear. If Ashley was going to throw shade, she would be prepared to handle it coming right back at her. To wrap things up, Camila made it clear that she was done addressing Ashley altogether. She emphasized that she had entertained the drama long enough and had no intention of engaging further. But whether Ashley would take that as a final word remained to be seen. One of the most surprising twists is that this saga came when Ashley's eldest daughter, Hailey, reposted Camila's video. Whether she genuinely agreed with Camila's take, resonated with her perspective, or was simply trying to make a statement against her mother remains uncertain. However, the fact that Hailey openly aligned herself with Camila rather than her own mother undoubtedly raised eyebrows and fueled the further speculation. The bigger issue here, Ashley's own daughter appears to be creating distance between herself and her mother. Hailey currently resides with Ashley's parents, which strongly suggests that underlying tension exists within their family dynamic. Ashley herself had even stated that she believed it was best for Hailey to stay with her grandparents. But why? What truly prompted that decision? Could it have been a result of Ashley's parenting style, the seemingly never-ending online drama, the ongoing controversies surrounding Ashley's social media presence? Whatever the reasons, the signs of strained relationship are becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. When Ashley was asked on a live about Camila's comments regarding her parenting, she brushed them off, claiming that Camila was just seeking attention. She confidently stated that she knew she was a good mother, and so did her children, emphasizing that if she were truly unfit, she wouldn't have custody of them. Ashley appeared unbothered, dismissing the criticism as nothing more than another attempt to star drama. However, the reality paints a different picture. If Ashley were a truly uninvolved and nurturing mother, why would Hailey choose to live with her grandparents instead of staying with her? The fact that Hailey has distanced herself raises important questions about Ashley's priorities. Ashley has consistently devoted her time to social media battles, fueling online conflicts while seemingly neglecting more pressing responsibilities at home. While she splurges on intimate boyfriends, expensive beauty treatments, shopping sprees, and even a brand new car, her daughter's well-being appears to be an afterthought. The contrast between her online persona and her real-life obligations is becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. Ashley insists that she's done with the drama, but her actions tell a different story. She continues to engage with Camila, keeping the feud alive rather than truly moving on. Meanwhile, Camila seems ready to put an end to the situation, publicly stating that this was the last time she would address Ashley. But with Ashley's history of keeping conflicts going, one has to wonder, will she really let it go? Or will she find another way to keep herself in the spotlight? At the end of the day, Camila gave Ashley a platform to tell her story, and Ashley did the rest, sabotaging herself with unnecessary drama. The question now is, will Ashley finally let this go? Or will she keep stirring the pot because controversy is the only thing that keeps her relevant? And what does it mean for her daughter to publicly side with Camila? Is there more to this story than we know? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated.